Welcome back to Glenstruction Figure Reviews. Today we're going to be jumping into the MonsterArts Godzilla Evolved figure, featured in the Godzilla X Kong in the New Empire film. I'll be breaking down this figure to see if it breaks the cycle of recent MonsterArts releases, or does it fall in line like the rest. This figure is currently in stock at Calcus.com, and the link is in the bio section if you'd like to secure yours. Let's go! Well everyone, it's been a while since I've reviewed an MonsterArts action figure. I want to say the last action figure that I reviewed was probably the Gigan. I could be wrong on that, however. But here's one thing I will say. I think some of us have maybe been a little bit skeptic on MonsterArts with the quality that they've been releasing of action figures. And this right here was one that I felt like I needed to take a dive into because honestly, the promo pictures, the prototype, and everything really impressed me, and I just kept cross my fingers thinking, hopefully this is a decent figure that will break the mold at least. So I went ahead and picked it up. So we're going to go and talk about the good and the bad of this action figure, but let's go ahead and start with the box art of it. Box art is everything that we come to expect from an MonsterArts figure. You know, paint splatters, very atmospheric, and of course the main figure on the box. I think actually it's a great promo picture they chose. And the color palette just fits along with the movie with the purples and the blues that we have. Then after that we have all of our little logos, stickers, and everything off to the side that we'd also expect. On one side we have an additional shot of Godzilla, and of course specifying the particular movie. On the opposing side, once again, just specifying Godzilla 2024 Evolved version. And on the very top, it drops all the atmospheric aspects in favor of just a black background with a paint splatter, and of course, from Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. And the back packaging finishes it off with some exquisite shots of Godzilla showcasing all the articulation and, of course, various information about the figure. And here we are with our MonsterArts Evolved Godzilla out of the box. Let's go ahead and get a side profile look and a look at these amazing spines that we have going on right here. Let's go ahead and turn the focus over to the head though also real quick. And I want to go ahead and touch on a few things about the head of this guy. So MonsterArts in recent years has been plagued with criticism, especially when it comes down to the sculpt and paint apps of these non-Toho designs. And I've always kind of called into question, what are they working from when it comes to, say, these legendary MonsterVerse Godzilla designs, because they don't seem to get it right. However, on this one though, they do get it right though, and if you look closely, you can see all the little spikes, the teeth, the eyes that look wonky. It looks fantastic, and this is what I come to expect if I'm going to spend at least like $140 on this action figure, because that's been one of the things that's turned me away. It's not that I can't afford, it's just that if I'm going to spend that money, then I expect the quality, and this was a massive step up. Now, unfortunately, I can't say from what I'm seeing from, say, the other monsters like the Scar King and Shimu, I can't say they're doing their best. I don't know if I'm going to buy those. MonsterArts has yet to sell me in on those action figures. But this one right here does look fantastic. There are some areas like, say, like the elbows right here, which I do believe could use a little bit of a step up. I feel like these spikes on the elbows could be a little bit bigger, and that's just me. Maybe my memory is recalling wrong, but I feel like that doesn't capture the essence of how big those spikes were. But it does capture this tail right here, which is new for any Godzilla design that we've seen on the big screen, because primarily this has been something limited to like the expanded universe, something like Super Godzilla, where we saw Godzilla have like a unique tip of the tail. This right here is almost reminiscent of what you want to say, like a Stegosaurus, honestly, which kind of fits the vibe since Godzilla's spines have always been kind of inspired by the Stegosaurus in the first place. And those spines, by the way, too, they do kind of have a translucent plastic, and I'll go ahead and put them behind the light in a moment so you can go ahead and see how those work and how much they light up. But primarily these back ones, from what I can see right now, these appear to be the ones that seem to be translucent. I don't know about these ones. These ones might be just regular plastic down there. It seems to be, from what I'm seeing right here, it looks like about right here is where it stops right there. I could be wrong. We'll find out. This just looks like regular plastic back there. The chest looks fantastic. All the little bumps, the scales, the ridges, the everything. And then after that, down to the feet right there, where I don't feel like these, I don't know what's going on right here. It almost has like that sewer green going on right here. And then after that goes to like this jet black right there. So I don't know, that just looks odd to me. I mean, I don't know what's going on. It looks like he has a bad infection with his toenails going on right there. But it's one of those things that, hell, I want to know. I mean, I wasn't paying attention to the aspect of Godzilla in the movie. What this Godzilla is known for is he is much thinner, slimmer than the previous Michael Dougherty design we saw in 2019, and that is one of the major changes, and I do feel like that they did get it right here. Some people weren't a fan of that. I mean, this has more of that more heroic build of Godzilla. I'm not saying the big, more chunky dudes can't be heroes, because obviously Godzilla 2019 was, but overall, though, I do feel like this captures the essence, and the paint apps do get a little variety here and there. Nothing too crazy, but I do see that there's some effort to where it's just not just painted black. I mean, because in the past, some of these Godzillas looked really flat. Here's a look at the underneath of the tail, just in case anybody is curious, because sometimes I know some toy companies, they don't bother going with the effort, and this right here, there is detail all around, and even on the bottom of the feet as well, there is detail. So it is kind of nice to see that extra effort, rather than it just being flat. So it's time to talk about one of the biggest selling points when it comes to an SH MonsterArts action figure, and that's the articulation. For starts, we'll go ahead and say this: open the jaw, close it. Simple. Nothing too much, nothing too crazy. Not a whole lot of range for that jaw. That's about at max as far as it can go. Then after that, at the neck, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts. 4 different cuts you can get out of this neck right here. Very fluent articulation. Let's go over to this chest area, and you can kind of turn it about, tilt it. Pretty smooth, a little restricted. However, though, it's not problematic in my opinion. And then nextly for the arms, you can go ahead and spin it all the way around. You have a cut at the bicep, another cut at the elbow, and then for that kind of here around the wrist area. And of course, you can go ahead and move these hands around. You can pull these hands out, no problem as well. Pretty honestly, there's a lot of ball joints for this action figure. I want to say that much for you guys. So if something like this pops off, which this hand right here, I have had it popping off quite a bit. So if it does pop off and you're a new collector, don't fear, it's not broken. It just goes back on easily. Waist articulation, which does get around a bit and kind of rock. However, though, it's nothing too crazy and it is restricted. Shift gears over to the legs, all the way up and then all the way back. And you can go ahead and move it up as well. And you can kind of get Godzilla doing the splits, which probably you would never see him doing the splits. But hey, if you wish to, go for it. You can go ahead and get this back into place. Got double jointed knees. Goes back and forth, kind of hit him in that little sexy leg pose right there, kick in and out, however you want to, and then the feet just go ahead and rock. So now we have this lengthy tail. Let's go ahead and touch base on this. I counted at least 20 cuts on this tail, and for the most part, looking at it from the side, it is extremely concealed when it comes to the cuts in the tail. Looking at the bottom, though, you can see it's a bit more obvious. Not a problem, really, nothing I'm complaining about, but what really got me about these 20 cuts on the tail is right here. The tip of the tail is its own little segment. Now, I expected it to end probably right around here. However, though, this is our ending point, and I think that's awesome to get the extra articulation. It's really fluent. I don't know. Some people prefer bendy wires. Some people like this. I think this is great, honestly, and just look at how far you can get this tail right here. That is amazing. And so I'm impressed by that. It almost goes around to where it can almost touch Godzilla on the side of his arm. So major props for SH MonsterArts when it comes to the tooling and making this happen. And let's get him back on his feet. But overall, though, magnificent articulation. This is one of their strong points at SH MonsterArts. However you want to cut our SH MonsterArts down when it comes to everything else, this is where they beat everyone else at. And this is their major selling point. Packaged along with this action figure, we do have 2 accessories, and all it is just 2 extra hands. Nothing really too impressive, however, though, it is nice to have the hands there. I will say, though, I wish there was more. And I'll talk on this a little bit more near the end of this video, because first of all, we got to go ahead and do a size comparison so you have an idea of the scale of this action figure versus, say, NECA or Haya or other SH MonsterArts figures. First comparison, GBK Godzilla 2021. SH MonsterArts Mechagodzilla 2021. SH MonsterArts Gigan. NECA Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Haya Godzilla 2019. Haya King Ghidorah. And finally, the Godzilla vs. Kong Haya Skullcrawler. And now the final verdict. Do I recommend, or should you pass? The biggest stigma with this action figure is the price point. At cheapest, you might find it for $130, all the way up to $170. But that's without shipping also. That's just base price. I got this one off Calcus.com. There's a link below if you want to go ahead and click that, or copy and paste that into the URL and go ahead and order it from that link. But overall, though, I don't know if everybody's going to be willing to pay that price. Let's go ahead and factor in the fact that we have also Haya out there, which is producing figures that are much cheaper, and the fact that they actually look outstanding as far as like the sculpt, the mold, the paint apps. Maybe they lack the accessories and the articulation. However, though, not everybody's crazy about articulation, and Haya has the basics and covers you in all the areas you will need it. Now, another thing I want to go and point out, this isn't like a guarantee, but given SH MonsterArts' track record, I feel like down the line, like if you're not going to get this figure now, then maybe down the line they'll re-release it with touched up paint apps and a few changes, and maybe include like a beam or like a swappable head or more hands, honestly. Something like that, because we've seen this already happen. They've done this with the Mechagodzilla recently. If you don't want to pay, and you do want to go ahead and take a chance to get this action figure, then guess what? I have good news for you. Because my next movie review that is, not figure review, but next movie review for Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, I will be giving one of these bad boys away, and somebody will be taking it home. And there will be more details, more promotional images regarding that. That's been in the works for a while, and I've been waiting for my Evolved Godzilla and the one I'm going to give away to show up in the mail. Well, guess what? They're both here, obviously. So, get ready. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell, because I could drop the video at any given moment and you don't want to miss out. You'll have at least a week. That's all I'll go ahead and say. A week for it to be open, the giveaway. More details down the road. You guys let me know what you think of this action figure. Did you get it? Are you not going to get it? Are you skeptic, on the fence? Let me know. You guys have a great day and stay safe, everybody.